In this video, I'll show you how a print broker would create an estimate using our system. So the first thing I'll do is hover over the Estimates tab and select Add New. And in this first field here, I'll just type out the first few characters of my customer's name, and then I can select them. For the estimate type on the right side, I'm going to choose Outwork. And Outwork basically means that we're outsourcing the work to one of our suppliers. And I'm going to call this Brochure. And I'll click Next. So on this screen, I'm building a request for quote for my supplier. So I can quote up to 4 quantities here. So let's do 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and 4,000. And then below that, we're building a specification list for our supplier to quote against. So let's give that a description here. Let's call that a trifold brochure. And I can also choose one of our saved phrases from the phrase book so I don't have to type everything out. So for example, for the size, I can click this plus button here and then choose 8.5 by 11 from my list. Then we can also do the same for our material. But if I typed out a phrase that I want to save for next time, all I have to do is just click this tick box here, and then when the estimate saves, we'll be able to choose that from our list. So over on the right hand side, I can now choose our RFQ return date. So let's say we want that back by Friday at noon. And then to the best of our knowledge, we can also choose a job completion date. So let's say we'll have that done by the 24th. Now below that, I can choose my supplier. So let's choose Big Print. And as a point of reference, just so we have another price to compare against, let's choose another supplier. Let's go with Cloud Print. Now I can go print and email. And the system will build our PDF template for us. So here's our template for Big Print. And if I'm satisfied with that, all I have to do is just click Email. And I can see the emails that the system has built for us for each of our suppliers. So it's got their email, it's got the subject line, and it's attached our PDF to the email as well. And it's actually built out the email for us, so there's nothing for us to do here, but we can preview this just to make sure everything's correct. And on these requests for quote emails, we've got a link here that if your suppliers open, they'll be able to put in their prices, and those prices will flow directly into the system. So I'm going to click Send. And now we're taken to our estimate summary screen. And at the moment, there are no prices showing. And it's going to show our first supplier here because at this stage, this system doesn't know any better. So I'm going to come down here to our quote details panel. And if your suppliers didn't use that web link and instead gave you their prices by phone or email, you can input those into the system using this screen. So let's say for Big Print, our quote number was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's say those items cost 700, 850, 950, and 1000. We're going to say delivery was not included. And I could add a 40% markup here, but I'm not going to. I'm actually going to use the following screen to do that. And it doesn't matter which way you do it. So for the moment, we'll go ahead with Big Print. So we'll select those here, and then we'll click Save and Close. So now on the estimate summary screen, we have a column for each of those 4 quantities. And we can see the name at the top for which supplier we chose. And the details we sent to our supplier are here on the right hand side. However, let's say life isn't so simple for this job and our client wants graphic design on this brochure. There's also going to be a delivery cost for when we deliver the brochures to our client. So on the left hand side, I'm going to select Add Sub-Item. Then I'm going to choose Other Cost. Then along the top here, I'll select Studio. And then I'll choose my artwork hourly charge. We're going to see that there were 4 hours of artwork. So it's calculating with a simple formula of $35 times 4 hours of artwork. This has a 45% markup. And that's giving us our final selling price here. So now I'm going to select Save. Now I need to add my delivery charge. So let's use our delivery tab, go to delivery, and it's asking how much the delivery was from our freight company. So I'll put that in here. And this formula has no markup on it. So I'll save that as well. And then I'm going to click finish. So now, assuming we don't get a price from our other supplier in time, we're finished. We've got our cost from BigPrint. We have our artwork hourly charge. We have our delivery charge. And I'm happy with these description fields on the right. So now I'll come to my estimate options, select print and email. And the system's actually recognizing that this is an outwork estimate. So it's asking, do I want to email my customer or my supplier? So this time I want to email my customer. And I can see the estimate that this system has built for us. So I'll give that a quick check. And if I'm happy with that, then I'll select email. And again, it's got our customer's details already populated, along with the subject, our estimate attached, and the email is already built for us. So I'll click send. And when I send that, I'm brought back to this estimate summary screen. So I'm going to do one more process, and that's to change the status of this estimate to awaiting approval. So this is estimate number 2926. And if we go back to our estimates, that's view all estimates, we'll be able to see that sitting in our open estimates. So that's for Tropical Real Estate, for Deborah Jennings, and she had a brochure. And that's how we create an outwork estimate for a print broker.